but we'll see. We'll give it some time to kind of settle in, and we'll see how it goes.
Hey, what's up, Reefers? It felt like it has been ages since I last talked to you because I've been in Mexico and New York, but I'm back. So much has happened. I will update you guys in the future. Check this out. This shirt is from Mighty Nano Tank, my good buddy on Instagram. He just hit 10K with his fantastic content and growing super fast. What better way to celebrate than a shirt like this? So check him out, Mighty Nano Tank on Instagram. So today I want to tell you what happened right before I left for Mexico. This video is about a nice surprise I got during this WAMS Reef Club meeting, and then something that's terrible that happened right afterwards. Do you want the good news first? On the bad news first. Let's do the good news first. So 3 weeks ago, it was my local Reef Club WAMS meeting. It was a fantastic meeting, a lot of people that I knew were going. And because of that, I spent most of the time just hanging out with folks and did not really film much. In fact, these are the only clips I got. Check it out.
Hey guys, super exciting today. Reef Club meeting, WAMS. I'm rushing because Ben just got here and said that there's maximum clams, so let's go take a look. Alright guys, so I just picked up 2 of these frag plug holder from Natural Reef Habitats. Obviously they're really popular here, but the idea is that by putting the plugs in here and then putting them on the sand, they won't sink into the sand, so I think this may be perfect for some of the other coral that may be a little bit too large to go on the frag rack, but not quite large enough to put under a rock or whatnot. So looking forward to trying these out. $4 a piece, can't go wrong.
I guess I can build them
Dave, what did you win?
up. Got a heater,
Nice.
some
Pure
Blue.
Nice.
and about 7 years worth of food. Like food.
Congratulations.
At this meeting, Wayne was a speaker, and he shared the story of how he got injured during the war and how the aquarium hobby helped him recover. And he's actually a owner of a local fish store. It's a really inspiring story, and his personality, just something that's infectious. He's a fantastic dude, and it was a pleasure for all of us to have heard his story and also to hang out with him a little bit at this meeting. By the way, he's also a huge joker. Just take a look at this.
Okay, 8201.
Yes! No! I see what? Ah, come on! No! I was following you too. I was like,
All week,
oh,
twice on weekends. Thank you.
hey. Man. He was joking? I was joking, dude. I was like, what?
So you notice that there's a huge reaction when Wayne said, I won the prize, which was a Vortex MP40. It's because like last year, another speaker, Julian Sprung, when they spoke at our Reef Club, he won the Grand Door prize as well. So when people see that another speaker won the prize, people just kind of flipped out, be like, this thing is rigged. But of course, Wayne, prankster. One of the highlights of this meeting for me was definitely picking up the frag that I bought off of the forum. It was supposed to be about like 5 or 6 inches of soft coral. It's just like a standard leather coral, but I've always liked the shape of the standard leather coral. I feel like they make perfect backgrounds. To me, I call them the poor man's SPS because it has the form factor of SPS, but it has a little motion, and of course it's much easier to keep. Now the danger of soft coral is of course that it will release chemical to do like chemical warfare with other corals in the vicinity. So if you have a large one, sometimes it's good to run carbon once in a while, especially if you see things like not too happy, just make sure. So usually I'm pretty wary about leather that's a little bit too large, but hearing that this colony is only supposed to be about 5 inches or so, I didn't think too much of it. So imagine my surprise when I picked up this monster. Let me tell you, when I got that, people were like, what did you pick up? And I got that little cooler, I tried to put it in, just not happening. It's just a fantastic time, it's fun. And I thanked the fellow WAMS member profusely. I'd be like, dude, thank you so much. Because I only paid $60 for this. I thought it would be something small, but seeing how it's already this large closed up, they have the potential to really grow at least 2x as large. Hopefully this leather will establish nicely in the tank and eventually can start creating some frag and kind of spread the wealth. Now the other highlight for this meeting for me was actually what I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Mighty Nano Tank, this guy, Dan, and a few of the guys locally has been looking around for clams, specifically Maxima clams. Now, I've not had a good track record with these small Maxima clam at all. I've never tried any of the larger Maxima clams. Seeing how the Deresa clam is doing well in my tank, and also the hybrid Deresa/Squamosa is doing well with the tank, it was like this small, I figured, okay, you know, maybe it's time to try the Maxima one more time. So 4 of us picked up one of these like 1.5 to 2 inches Maxima clam babies from the Reef Club meetings, and I think we paid maybe like 45 or 50 bucks each. So I was super excited. I got one of the smaller guys because I'm a little bit late. Early birds get the worms, right? The clam looks beautiful. It was healthy. When you run your hand over the clams, they all close up, reacted really nicely, and it came from a really reputable vendors. And this is what happened when I added to the tank. So the clam is still trying to get situated, but one interesting thing is, if you look really carefully, you see how the foot is coming out? So there's a clam right underneath it. You see that white muscle kind of deal? So I think it's trying to reach, it's called like something gland. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. But I guess it's trying to find like a nice flat area to kind of anchor itself into. And then once anchored, it can actually like spin itself to better orient itself. But I'm just kind of looking at the Derisa clam. It seems to really like the opening facing towards the flow. Flow comes from there, kind of bounce down. So I assume that is a good position for the Maxima. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. The mantle is not really fully extended yet, but I think it's still trying to get situated. I don't think the rock is. I don't think the rock is really pinching it so that it can't open fully. But we'll see. We'll give it some time to kind of settle in, and we'll see how it goes. But now the main problem is this giant, well, not giant, sorry, 5-inch fuzzy pink ladder. This thing's huge. So my initial concept is to put them in the back. We'll see if there's enough room. I feel like it's gonna take up the entire corner. If it becomes a little bit too ridiculous, we can always chop the colony in half and just kind of put one piece here and one piece on the other end. The only problem is the goby's burrow, the pistol Sherman goby. I'm afraid it's gonna get covered up, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm hoping that the ladder can fit back here. Holy smokes! All right, this is probably gonna get like twice or 3 times as big. Let me see if we can kind of fit it back here. Let's just get in the shit. I need 2 hands. All right, hold on. Oh boy. Oh, fits.
20 minutes later.
Alright guys, so here's how I have it set up. I want to do something to fill in the back corner. That's why I've been looking for either a long tentacle anemone or some kind of finger ladder, and I think that's going to fit the bill quite nicely actually. I prefer to even have it kind of backlit, because you see how I have a background light? I want to create different levels, right? So we show depths. So we got like nice middle ground right here, we got some foreground right here, but in the back it's kind of lacking, not too much. That's why I started planting the Monty cap in the back, and I wanted something in the back right as well. I want something that's kind of like tree-like. SPS would be ideal, but SPS is just a little bit too tough, at least for me at the moment. So I figure we'll go with the poor man's SPS. This huge finger ladder. Color is going to be just like a standard pink, so nothing too crazy. However, in this case, we don't care so much about the color, but more the form. Okay, more the form. We want something that's branchy, that'll kind of like blend in well with the background. We don't want it to be like super bright, otherwise it's going to take the attention away from the foreground. We're gonna see. We're gonna see like once it start opening how large it actually is and whether it stay in place. I got a good feeling about this. We should be all right.
The next morning.
Well, guys, I'm about to cry. Look at there. That's the Maxima clam that I picked up yesterday. I had it up here for one night, and it opened a little bit initially, and then it just kind of stayed in that size. It's just not good. Usually you expect a clam to really open up. So I thought there would be trouble, but for the most part it seemed okay because the foot was sticking to the side of the rock, so I figured maybe it's acclimating. But this afternoon when I got home, yeah, I noticed that it started gaping a little bit. The flesh is all receded like that, so I figured it's done, you know. So I moved it off there to the sandbed for the cleanup crew to eat. Nothing goes to waste, right? So at least it's food for something. And this hermit is actually crawling up there trying to get into the clam. Oh man, it's rare that I've lost something so fast in recent years. This is just like one night and it's gone.
It's really hard to tell what happened. It could be maybe it was cold out, but I had a cooler. Maybe the acclimation. It could be maybe there's air bubble in there. I don't know. I feel like I turned the clam a little bit to make sure there's no trap bubble. Maybe there's a spot where it's kind of being held. It was like sitting on top before, and maybe it fell down a little bit, so the shell is cannot open completely. I don't know, man. There's so many different things. I don't think there's anything picking at it, because I do have all these other 2 clam that's been doing well. Just one of those things. And this is probably, I swear, this is probably the last time I'll buy a small clam. Man, I don't know. It just sucks. Got it. Number 1, it sucks that I killed such a beautiful animal. And number 2, I feel like, dude, oh man, just when I thought that I'm doing pretty good with clam now, this happened. And I guess the most painful part is I don't know what happened. Like, what it is that caused this. This is so tough to tell. So as you can see, the clam did not last 1 night in my tank. I have not lost an animal like this in actually a long time. I cannot even remember. Every time something like this happened, my confidence as a reef keeper just take a huge hit. And I was pretty sure this was no fault of the vendor, because the vendor is super reputable and they were healthy at the meeting. I don't know. But to add to it, all 4 of us that got the clam all lost our clam within a week or 2. I think it's just something about buying clams as a small. The general consensus is that you want to get clams at 3.5 to 4 inches because the survival rate is a lot higher. So I don't know. I don't think I'll attempt another small Maxima clam again. If you have tried a Maxima clam that's smaller than 2.5 inches, leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. I would love to see kind of like a general survey on how clams do in captivity when they're small like this. We're not talking about like those nice, huge established system, but like just general Reefer's aquarium. How do they do? I would love to hear experience if you have ever tried to keep one of those like 1.5 or 2 inches Maxima clams specifically, because they come in so often. And what's your experience been like with like one of the larger clams? And I think that will really determine whether I'll try a small clam ever again, because I am seriously gun shy. This scared the crap out of me. Again, I don't lose animals like this like overnight, and I'm blown. I don't know. But again, if you have any experience with a smaller clam, please leave in the comments. I would love to learn. Because I keep saying this channel is not about me giving instruction. This channel is about my journey as a reefer, and I'm sharing all the good news and bad news with you guys. And the thing that I get out of this is that I hear your experience. I learn from whatever your success is and what your failure is, so I don't repeat the same mistake if possible, because sometimes it's hard to learn just from hearing. I may have to go through the same thing, but ideally I don't, because I don't want to put animals through this. This is just bad. So with that said though, I'm glad to be back in the US. I have some big news to share with you guys in the future video once I get everything sorted out, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
All right, everybody ready? Putting your mask in your face.
All right, gotta go.